Hello there. Thank you for deciding to tune in to another edition of the Vapors Den. It is so very good to have you. Welcome aboard. Welcome to the den. My name is Aaron. I'll be your host for a little while. Today's conversation/product review is of nothing other than a very, very well-known sub-ohm tank, well-known throughout the vape community out there. And we are talking about one of several big bad boys on the sub-ohm tank vape block. But one of those boys, hands down, and really can't be debated, is what we're discussing today and talking about. It is the SMOK TFV4 Mini. Awesome freaking little sub-ohm tank. Awesome. I acquired its stainless variant, and of course I'm hosting the black right now. I got both at about 3.5, close to 4 months back. And since acquiring those two sub-tanks, my other tanks have been collecting dust more so, and just are in dire neglect and dire needing to be used. But since acquiring these two, I have just loved the sub-ohm tank experience. Not that I wasn't with my Atlantis V2, my Atlantis V1, my Lima ones, similar, and I have one Kanker sub-ohm tank. I was enjoying my vape experience with all of them, but when these two bad boys arrived on scene, need I say any more? And I won't. But I love these tanks. SMOK did a wonderful, wonderful job with making these, all the way from architecture and design to R&D to assembly to production and selling them in the shops. Just a wonderful, wonderful little tank. And I'll shut up for a second, take a couple quick vapes for you, and see what all the hubbub's all about. Just wonderful, consistent, rich textured cloud almost on every hit you would ever take from this tank. Right now we are sporting the SMOK TFV4 Mini quad coil, and we have it being hosted upon my Fuchai 200, and just an interstellar combination. Just nice, consistent, rich, well-textured cloud. In some instances, this tank can give some of my RDAs a good run for the money, like my Vertex V2, my Origin V2, two of my Mutation X's, both a V3 and a V2. It can give those like 22 mm RDAs a good freaking run for its money, just being a tank. But when you start putting in my 30 millimeters, my 26-650s, you start putting this versus, say, my Temple V1, my Buddha V1, or even my competition 25 mm, my Diablo V3, this will start to fall short of the mark if being compared to 26-650 or actual certified competition RDAs. Might start falling a little shy of the mark, but against 22 mm's and other sub-ohm tanks out there, this hits the par and goes well above it. But on that note, I'm going to let you get a little up close and personal to this tank. I'm going to start a process that I like to call play-by-play. Let you get a little up close and personal, let you see a little bit more about it. On these images that you're about ready to see, I always like to write in some text on the image pertaining to the imagery that you are viewing, pertinent information. So on that note, we will start the play-by-play, and I will catch you on the other side of that, and we'll have a little bit more discussion about this tank. I'll bring up some stuff that isn't in the play-by-play, and then we'll start wrapping this bad boy up and think about vaping you on out of here. So on that note, I will see you on the other side of the play-by-play. Here we go. come back. We're on the other side of the play-by-play. As you saw in there, it is a 5-piece tank design. It could be a 6 if you include the optional rubberized sub-ohm ring protector right here. So it's truly a 5-piece optional 6-piece. As you saw in there, I did run with the quad that's currently loaded right now that you're viewing me vaping on right now. As you saw in there, the drip tip right here has vent flow. It's airflow design. It means that if your vape is getting a little too hot and your lips or your upper mouth is getting a little too warm and it's getting a little uncomfortable, but you still want to maintain max heat, max wattage, you can open up these little air vent slits right on up here, and it's air induction. It'll suck in from the outside cool air, bring that in an outer chamber, and bring that right up onto you to help cool your vape without sacrificing power and heat. As you saw in there, the base also has the same type of air vented airflow induction control. Massive lower air induction on this. This type of air induction puts my Atlantis V2 clone and my authentic V2 to shame. And I wouldn't even compare it with my Limos. Anything probably puts those to shame. But just wonderful, wonderful design. And as you saw in the play-by-play, 100% Pyrex glass, very tough. I have dropped this without the rubberized protector ring, and the glass was able to take the hit, my one and only drop on it, and no crack, no nothing, just handled it perfect. So you're getting tough glass with this. You're getting upper air induction through the drip tip. You're getting lower air induction through the base. And as you saw in there, it does have a white rubberized gasket ring that slips just below the swivel. That ensures that when the tank's upside down and such, you're not going to lose juice out there. It prevents the drippy, which circumvents the messy. Another nice thing, it has a 510 perma pin in there. It's not adjustable, and it is made out of a brass copper core infused with a stainless outer coating. And as I didn't describe this in the play-by-play, and I apologize for that, but before I end this video here, coming up soon, it is a 3.5 milliliter capacity tank. Even with that freaking titanic gargantuan coil in there taking up a lot of space, renting a lot of space, it is still a 3.5 milliliter capacity some old tank. And as you see, I have it on the food chai here. I've done a product review here. Just search my Vaporosity playlist here on my channel and you'll see a product review for this bad boy. I don't need to discuss anything much about it right now. You can see it there. Just wonderful. And the box comes with awesome owner's literature in there. It comes with an awesome user's manual. It also comes with spare parts. It comes with rubber O-rings. It comes with replacement glass. It comes with a micronized little screwdriver. It does come with an RBA, a rebuildable atomizer deck in there. It comes with that. And it does come pre-built if you were to buy this off the shop shelf. Comes with a 0.5 Clampton with OCC already engaged into the RBA, and again ohms out at 0.5 ohms. It is a Clampton microcoil already OCC'd up. It's ready to go if RBAs are your thing. And I've used the RBA on the TFV4 Mini several times. Doesn't have the same feel or consistency or maximum cloud production as store-bought coils, but it'll get you through in the meantime if you run out of these gargantuan coils. But I'll start thinking about taking a couple vapes here. One word of caution. If watching my video here has motivated you to run to your brick and mortar shop, either right now, tonight, tomorrow, whenever it is you're watching this and going to decide to go get one, I highly advise you do it. It will accentuate and enhance your vaping experience. It'll enhance your vape pleasure. But I'm going to throw out a little caution and warning here. Please be advised to the person thinking about buying this tank. Regardless of all the wonderments that I have described here, 3.5 milliliter, air induction lower, air induction upper, white gasket seal, keep it from the drippy, awesome coil design, awesome designs, already took in one hit, Pyrex didn't break, it's tough, goes wonderful. You've seen the vapor production come out of my mouth, but one word of warning. If you buy this tank, the only downfall is it is a freaking monstrous juice whore. It will suck your juice dry quick. If I load this tank right now and I sit in front of the TV, watch a movie, go out in public, whatever, and I'm vaping away, in about an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes of consistent vaping, I'm going to need to think about refill. A refill is going to be in order, because at around that time I'm down on the coil's most bottomest juice feed that feeds the juice into the coil, so it gets saturated by the OCC cotton so that it gets close to the coil, so that it, it gets heated up and vapes right up on in you and it satisfies you. But that's the only word of warning and word of caution that I can provide about this wonderful device. It's a juice whore. It sucks the gas. It's like a big block V8 engine. So be ready for that, and make sure you have a nice juice supply at hand and at the ready, especially if this is going to be your only vehicle for vaping as far as sub-ohm tanks. If it's going to be your one and only, if it's going to be your one shot, if it's going to be all that you have, make sure you have an ample juice supply at hand, because you're going to go through it quick. That is the down note. That is a downfall of this tank. Regardless of the wonderful design, the juice horridness is the downfall. But in many aspects, if somebody off the streets was to say, hey, Aaron, say like the company sent this to me to review. I proved that I reviewed it, submitted the evidence, mailed this back to them if that's the type of agreement I had. And then, would this be, if asked, the type of tank that I would actually go to a store or go online and buy myself? Yes. Even with the juice hoardedness, gas guzzling, even with that, yes, I would. Just because it is one awesome vape tank. Again, wonderful design, wonderful experience, wonderful cloudage. Again, on par with many different type of RDA style devices out there with the cloud production. You're kind of getting an RDA experience in a sub-ohm tank, that type of production. So yes, I would buy it, and I would highly recommend anybody out there who's on the market for a sub-ohm tank, give the TFV4 Mini a try. I guarantee you, excluding juice horridness, you will not be disappointed. So on that note, I think I've said enough about this. I have a couple vapes with you, maybe a little final thought or two, and then I'll vape you on out of here. As you can see, wonderful production. But on that note, it's been a pleasure. Again, as I've said, thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vapor's Den. My name was Aaron. I was your host. It was a pleasure bringing this to you. I hope it was educational. I hope you got something out of it. And on that note, I don't know when I'll do my next product review video, but when I do, I'll make sure to bring it right your way. So take them on easy. Hope you're having a good day or night whenever it is you choose to watch this. And I'm just satisfied with it. And you will be too. So you take them on easy out there. It's been a pleasure again. Hope you're doing good. I'll see you next time I do one of these videos. So take them on easy. Bye-bye now.